Welcome back to Sledhead 24/7. I'm your host, Misha Johnson. Now, if you're thinking about buying a new snowmobile, or if you're curious about the latest in sled technology, take some notes on our next segment. It takes place at an event called SnoShoot. And if you don't know what that is, it's where all the manufacturers line up the latest and greatest models. And our team of test riders here at Sledhead 24/7 go out and put these sleds to the ultimate test so you can pick the best possible sled. Take a look at this.
All right, for all you ditch bangers out there, it's now time for the rough trail segment. Boy, we went through big bumps, little bumps, the G bumps, spine tinglers, monster bumps, and remember, they have to be civil. We took them through Groom Trail too. Check out these bad boys. These 4 sleds are absolutely dynamite. We're gonna go put them through the paces, and we're gonna pick Sled of the Year for rough trail.
First up, the Arctic Cat F8 Snow Pro.
What made this thing one of my absolute favorites was, remember the adjustable seat? It goes down, it goes up and forward. We had the seat all the way up, had the adjustable bar set in position. I think, in my opinion, this flew the flattest out there at speed. I mean, this thing got up, flew level. It wasn't nose down, wasn't nose up. This thing flew absolutely stellar. Why? It's got the 800 Arctic Cat power plant. That thing has got power, so when you come into a bump, push down, preload the suspension, jump back up, nail the throttle. It just jumps into the air, stays flat, and comes down. You don't even need to use the brake on this thing to balance it out. This is one sweet ride.
Next, we pound on the Yamaha FX Nitro RTX.
This thing is super trick. Let's start off with the suspension. Fox Float X in the front. This thing sucks up the bumps, absolutely spectacular. The rear suspension's got 5 clicker settings on it for adjustment. We took this thing out and it was really good in stock form. We came back in, made 5-minute adjustments. It took 5 minutes to reset the front and rear, took it out again. We could go so much faster over the bumps. You know why? The engine. It's got the 3-cylinder Genesis 4-stroke. Makes 130 horse, fuel injected, just nail the throttle, it jumps up into the air, it flies so straight and level, didn't need to grab the brake for the gyro effect to drop the nose. Thing handled incredible. Remember that with the bottom end torque, you get that great reliability that 4-stroke Yamahas are known for.
Now we go wide open with the Polaris 800 Rush Pro R.
This thing is absolutely fantastic. I'll tell you what I really like, the adjustability here of the Walker Evans front shocks. When you get this baby set up, I mean, we are going 2 clicks at a time on the adjustment. Set the rear shock for your rider weight. Once you do that, it takes absolutely nothing more than a minute. It's so quickly done. Once you do that, you're just gonna adjust the rear clicker here for just the trail conditions. Once you get the right trail conditioning, you set that up, you got the rider weight. This thing is an absolute joy to drive. Let's talk about the engine. Once again, Polaris is so known for the 800. This engine was flawless. If you want an absolutely fantastic Polaris ditch banger, check out the Polaris 800 Rush Pro R.
And the 2011 Rough Trail Sled of the Year goes to the Skidoo MXZ XRS 800.
This thing is so incredible. Had perfect power matched to the suspension. This thing, once we got on the Groom Trail, same thing. Had the best manners. It rode the flattest. It cornered the best. It had the best balanced front to rear, meaning come into the corner, grab the brake, the weight would transfer forward. It would be a nice smooth corner. Didn't oversteer, didn't understeer. The handling on the Groom Trail, the best there is in this class. And why? Check out the front suspension, these KYB shocks. You talk about tough, you talk about durable, remote reservoir, the adjustable compression, adjustable rebound, same thing on the rear rail. Now this is a snowcross rear rail. This thing is bad. You talk about tough. This one thing will take any bumps again. It's got the KYB Pro 40 shocks. These things are absolutely stellar. Sucked up the bumps better than anything else in the class, period. If you want the absolute ultimate ditch bang sled for rough trail, you've got to check out the Skidoo MXZ XRS.
Well, you just have to love SnoShoot, there's no doubt about it. Okay, so right now we're at Motorsports Plus, and I'm standing next to my main squeeze here, Mr. Jeff Fisher. So Jeff, by the first snowfall, I want to be on my snowmobile. What do I have to do?
Well, one important thing is check your carbides, your wear rods. On the bottom of the ski, make sure they're adequate. You don't want them worn down, do damage to your ski. Most importantly, you'll go into a corner, don't turn, you're off into the pucker brush. That isn't always a good thing.
No, it isn't. I'm going to check my skis. Thanks, Jeff. All right, make sure to log on to our website at sledhead24-7.com or iStockRacing.com for more information. Sassy Sledders, stay right where you are. We're coming right back.
Looking for a great place to ride? Then take good notes. We'll share some trailside secrets from Hayward, Wisconsin. But first, it's time for today's Snowgoer Magazine destination.
When most riders think of an excellent riding destination in the upper Midwest, locations in Minnesota, northern Wisconsin, or Michigan come to mind. But in our November issue of Snowgoer magazine, freelancer Mike Carr took us along to a non-traditional destination, northern Illinois. Yes, on a year with good snow, there is quality riding in the land of Lincoln. In fact, the state has more than 2,500 miles of snowmobile trails. His trip to an area southwest of Rockford featured an interesting mix of scenery, including dense woods, stream crossings, farm fields, and more. For this and other travel options, visit snowgoer.com.
For over 35 years, Snow West Magazine has been on the front lines in covering the latest and greatest in all the snowmobile trends that you're looking for. If you've got a hankering for snowcross racing, extreme terrain riding, and in-depth reviews on the newest sleds, then Snow West Magazine is a must to experience the steep and deep now. Subscribe to Snow West Magazine. Call 1-800-638-0135 or log on to snowwest.com.
My name is Steve Shearing. I own the Amsoil Snowcross race team. We've taken the Amsoil products to the extremes and they've delivered every single time. Last race of the season at Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, one of our drivers was out in front, got rear-ended, broke the heat exchanger. We lost all our coolant the second lap of the 15-lap main event. Our driver was able to finish a race in a top 5 position with the motor still running. The good thing about the Amsoil products, it's so constant. You know, we have the exact same performance results time after time after time. For more than a decade, we've been winners with Amsoil.